Hey world, what's up? I am Michael Williams, someone who's inspired, someone who is motivated to do security. And a little bit about my background that led me to do security was when I was about 16. I was a security officer. I got into it by my cousin saying, hey, come be a person who secured this area. So I did that, right? I did, for real. I did. So I came to security area, and then he said, what do you think about it? I said, what? What I think about it? I like it. What are you talking about? Hey, Mikey, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, this is what led me into something fantastic, a passion, a love for it. And I love helping people. And I love securing others and protecting people's assets, right? So I becoming like a security officer. I wonder how can I obtain my credentials. So I looked it up, and then I stumbled across G11 instructor security officer by the name of Daryl Triplett. Hey, Daryl, I like to be a security officer. Well, it wasn't exactly how it went, but just reaching out to him. And I said to Daryl, if you let me be a security officer, I'd be the best that ever was. Anyway, he said, if you're trying to take a security test, I mean, if you take your test to be a security officer, then I'm your guy. So that's what I did. I reached out to Daryl Triplett. I went to took his class, and in his class, he had the curriculums that tells you the do's and don'ts and what it really takes to be an officer, right? And most of the time, people think becoming a security officer is like the old West. John Wayne is in the house. You don't want to play with me, the bad, the good, the ugly. It's not like that, right? To be a security officer is some serious business. And when I took his class, he was breaking down that this is not a game. Okay? You're protecting people's lives, you're protecting people's assets. You have to take this seriously. So you have to know the law. And that's what I did. That John Wayne cowboy stuff went out the window. And that's when I became a security officer. But in the class, though, if you're trying to become a security officer, Darryl Triplett is your man. See, in his class, the curriculum, he'll help you understand it. Now, when I say he help you understand it, like you'll read a question, he'll go through it with you, not over the test part, but the part that you learn and preparing for, and he'll give you a scenario. He'll put you in a scenario. He will even act it out, truly speaking. He'll act it out, and then you will really get the logistic of how it really works. For example, so I say, yo, Daryl, what if somebody come up to me and call me a punk? And I pull up my gun and said, pow, pow, who's a punk now? And Daryl said, you won't be taking my class with that. Change your mindset. This is real. So in reality, if a guy was to come up to you and he started raging at you to call you a punk, the first thing Daryl Triplett taught me was the skill set, and the psychology goes behind the skill set. It's called de-escalate the situation to the best of your ability. Now, de-escalating a situation is really your common sense. So if you understand what street life is and things get out of control, you don't have to understand street life, but just understand the attitude, the activities that comes from the street. You are able to relate and to de-escalate. However, if you can't de-escalate, 911, baby, that'll protect you all day. But anyway, de-escalate the situation. Security officer is to really manage and to make sense out of a situation, right? Because that in the situation at hand, when things need to be de-escalated, you got to use your common sense, right? Because that's what the class is teaching you: safety, common sense, and how to help others. How to help others. You want to make them feel secure, and that's what we the eyes and ears. We're not Superman, guys. We're not RoboCop, guys. We're the eyes and ears. Okay, eyes and the ears. So let's explain what these guys do. So the eyes and ears, basically, if you see something and you can prevent it from happening before it happened, or if it's an action happening, then you pick up the phone and you dial 911. Okay? That's what a security officer does. It helps prevent and maybe, stop something before it happens, because you the eyes and ears. So you call 911. So the class will teach you safety protocols, and always to follow, the rules. There's a protocol you got to follow as a security officer. besides doing a security officer's duty. But the class teaches you basically the safety. And if you think about anything about the test, I got a little secret. Think safety first. And I think you have a good chance of passing that test. If it has something to do with safety, that's what you look for in your answers. Now, my most exciting part. We went to the shooting range. Do you hear me? We went to the shooting range. It was quite fun. Because I get the chance to... See, this is your imagination, right? But see, Daryl Triplett will put you in check, because when you start going and can't hit a target, he's going to be like, what the hell was that? And I'm like, I'm shooting at the target. What target were you shooting at? So he'll show you how to hold the gun, how to position yourself, how to shoot the gun. And he'll make you feel comfortable till you get the, your angle of how to feel comfortable, because every gun is different, the recoil, and you got to find your gun. But he's going to teach you the basic, and you got to pass the class. You know what I mean? You got to have the 85 or better. Now, the gun license on duty is not really a license to carry. Those are police officers. You have a permit to carry. The permit is pretty much for your safety. It's not for you to act like the police officer, right? That's not what the gun is there. It's for your safety. And to prevent something if your life is in danger. Come on now. All right? This is why you're an armed officer, right? So there's many benefits to becoming an armed officer as well. The class teaches you, he trains you, because he's been on the force for over 30 years, okay? He's been working the force. He's a trainer. He's an instructor himself. A damn good trainer at that. Because some trainers teaches you basically by the script, right? How to shoot and blah, blah, blah. Daryl teaches you with action, right? He'll say, okay, here's the script, follow it. And then he'll watch you and say, no, this is how you do it. He'll step in and he'll work with your body, your body positioning, how you feel, because everybody's bodies is different. In conclusion, I'm going to say Daryl Triplett, his class is the place to be, because you don't have to feel nervous. You don't have to feel like, oh, I don't really know what security life is all about. He gives you scenario. He talks to you, and he'll make you understand by you responding back to him.